Everyone hates the helmet.
Dude, I saw them. I was like, I like these.
They have been, for the most part, getting panned. For those who don't know, they're going to have 3 helmets this year. The coolest helmet is yet to be revealed. The original one is staying, but the new one is same deep steel blue, same deep steel blue face mask, but on the side there is
an old English
H. It is a very big H. It has a red outline and it is two-toned. One of the two-toned colors is a light blue, and then there's a slightly darker blue as part of it. I think they look great.
I like them too.
A lot of people are mad at it. I think they're mad at it because they wanted the H to be the other H logo that the Texans were workshopping last year. That logo, honestly, that H logo, I don't think it would be as good. I don't think it would take up as much space on the helmet. It would, and as an artist, I think it would just leave a lot of too much openness. You know, I
hear what you're saying.
You need a big letter on the side of this helmet. I like them. I am curious as to what the jersey that matches these will look like and how much of that, as they're calling it, H-Town blue, will be used, but I like them. I'm surprised that people are as mad about it as they are. I retweeted it at Gallant Says, at Joe George Radio, at Sean A. Babes, if you want to check it out.
It seems the Texans have confirmed that that's real because they just tweeted out a GIF of a sink dripping, which I guess means leak.
I guess so.
So yeah. I think they're hinting that this was a leak and maybe it's for real. I don't know.
That helmet gave me a pants tent.
I liked it.
I love it.
I'm excited to see what the jersey looks like with it. That might be it too.
Yeah.
It might look weird just as a helmet. Like, what does it look like with the jersey?
Yeah, because I said it looked very, very like college football Thursday night game where like Louisville has an alternate look that they're workshopping because it's just so far outside the box for what the Texans do or what their colors look like and kind of their imagery that they use. And so it's like just kind of out there. It's also just a quick video in a warehouse.
I think some people, guys, are upset about it looking too much like the Titans. And my solution to this would have been to just have a white helmet.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it would. I also kind of think it would look better on a white helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Because it looks just like the color is the normal Texans helmet. And then instead of the Toro, it's a H.
Well, it looks like the Toro's changing. On the back of this helmet, you can see it. Dylan Delgado screenshotted this so you can see it. Instead of a white outline around the Toro, it's the H-Town blue. So I don't know if that's just this helmet.
It's just this helmet.
Just this helmet. Okay.
I think this
that makes sense
because they're keeping the old school look. So from what I understand, I like it. I think that the white helmet would be a little bit better, especially seeing as the Titans helmet is now navy blue. It would be nice to just have an alternative and to have 3 different helmets. One's white, one's red, one's navy blue.
Yeah, one's each of your colors.
Right.
Yeah. And especially like white helmets are like a look that works.
That would look sick on Liberty White Day. But they're going with dark with the deep steel blue, and that's that.
All right. New Twitter helmet, our new helmet is getting roasted on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. People seem to dislike it.
I'm going to read some comments from Facebook. Oof, no thank you, writes Tommy. 6 thumbs down from Luis. Nope from Donald. Adam Sanchez, it's the Titans uniform. Jonathan, yikes, I hope that's fake. Shelby, ha ha ha. That one, Marine. I can't believe this got past QC. Tommy Heron, so we thugs now. LOL. That's a weird one. Jason, is that a joke? Trey, USFL, Division 2, Hallettsville? Nah, I'm good. Jan, this can't be real. I'm sure, look, on Facebook, it is all down. All down.
Calling it XFL that's good because that's kind of what it looks like.
I think that's a good dig at something.
Yeah,
if your jersey looks like it belongs in the XFL or the UFL, whatever it is now, and they're celebrating the fact that 1 million people are watching their games, pathetic. They are like they're boosting that like 20% ratings increase from 800,000 to 1 million people. Like, okay, man.
Hey, I watched it on Saturday.
I've watched
because it was
0
on.
seconds.
It was on in the studio.
Oh, while you were doing the bullpen from 12
yeah,
to 2
and I
with Brian
was
McDonald?
idly looking over.
Yeah, it's not for me. I can't do it. So yesterday, the Texans' new helmet leaked, and then that was followed by very quickly, or not very quickly, but by the end of the night, all of a sudden, the Texans' uniforms have pretty much leaked, and they're very, very different than this uniform. That's duh, I guess. But what they're doing, they had such a traditional, boring uniform for so long, and they really have gone in a very different direction with their uniforms in 2024. People don't like them.
You said that so politically. I want to know what you think about them. You basically
I said
you said they were traditional and now they're very different. Is it better?
I don't know.
I think they're better. I know a lot of people disagree. I think you got to see the full array.
Yeah.
The ones that are specifically getting crushed the most are the one of 3 helmets, 2 new ones that they're debuting, where it has a light blue giant Old English H with a red outline on the side. A lot of people are saying it looks a lot like the Titans. Some people are saying it looks like an XFL or UFL team. I like it. I think it's different. There aren't many teams in the league that have just one letter or letters on the side. I think it's the Chiefs. It's the Packers. I don't know if there's many more. Kind of the Ravens have a B on the Baltimore Raven logo. The Bears have the C. But for the most part, most teams have some sort of logo. They got a letter. They're repping the H.
Honestly, I hate the red helmet. That's my biggest issue.
What red helmet?
The giant horn.
Oh, you hate that one?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Why? I think that's the best one.
I think it's so weird. I don't know. I like the H-Town blue jerseys. It looks like I saw.
I'm disappointed because I thought there would be more H-Town blue.
I thought so too, but
It's just an
I like how it's
accent
double
of the
blue.
numbers.
I like how it's double blue. It looks like the Houston skyline is on the side, on the shoulders, which I think that's a cool little addition to the jersey. I like that it's going to be the H-Town blue outline around the logo. Like, I'm not surprised. People don't like change, even when they want change. And honestly, the social media reaction was always going to be bad, to be honest. It's impossible for people to be happy. Like, that's part of it. No one's ever going to be happy. When does a uniform change happen in sports and everyone loves it? Like, you even have idiots who still think the red brick Astros jerseys were better than what they have now. Like, and they're so wrong. And that's like 90% of people agree with it, but there's people who love the red brick
and I'm sure
for whatever reason.
I'm sure there's some people who hated the Tequila Sunrise jerseys back when they wore them. But I'm sure some people felt that way. I'm sure some people were like, oh, these are kind of gay. You know, I feel like there would have been some people like that. Oh, rainbows on our jerseys. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah. And like, and Fuente says, how are fans who just play around with Adobe able to come up with cool stuff, but the team paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to never able to do anything? I mean, the fans were basically just taking the other jerseys and just making them all red. And that's what one of these jerseys is. The only real change is the helmet. Like, they're not that different in a lot of ways. Like, they are the same.
They're pretty much the same.
They're modernized. The traditional, the modern classic.
Different numbers.
The home road. Yeah, the numbers are different. It's one of those things where my biggest is just, it was about time. Like, it was boring.
They needed something new. They had nothing different for the first 22 years of their existence.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same helmet, the same exact jerseys. They did add a red one, but they went with the same thing for a long period of time. So it's about time. I like that there's some new stuff in here. And I know that some people are going to push back, but I think that really when you see the team in action wearing them, I think you'll feel different.
Yeah.
Because here's the other thing that you should look at. Going forward, if they end up being good in these uniforms, you are going to remember these uniforms for maybe the best era in team history. I will make a comparison that is not a Houston-related one, but for those who like the Astros, these orange and blue uniforms that they have been wearing that are closer to the Colt 45 colors at the very beginning, and I guess the Astros colors way back in the day, those uniforms are going to be associated with the dynasty run. The Boston reference I was about to make, the Patriots had the coolest uniforms in the NFL. They had the Minuteman snapping a football. They had the red jerseys. They had a white helmet. It looked sharp, but they stunk while they wore them. They got rid of them. They moved to this other look where it's like a flying Elvis on the side. I don't think it looks great. I don't. But I associate that look with winning.
Yeah. And that's part of what the big picture was for the Texans is I think it was time for a rebrand. And I don't think they anticipated the team having this much success in the first year of D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud. And that's part of the reason why the jersey was coming. The jersey was to try, in my opinion, to remove some of the stench of what was the past. Of even when you think back to Matt Schaub and only winning playoff games against backup quarterbacks and never being to an AFC title game and the Jackie Easterby era. Like the new uniforms to me was like it's a new era of Texans football. And then CJ Stroud was supposed to be very good in them by the time they debuted. He happened to be very good in them before. But I do love this new Houston Texans attitude.
They were working on this before they even had Stroud.
Yeah.
This is something that they had a meeting with us that began, I want to say, it was like 2-3 weeks after Nick Casario's awkward press conference where the McNairs were sitting right in front of us and just letting Casario take all the shrapnel for the last couple of years. Everyone was asking him hostile questions. Why'd you fire another black head coach? What the hell's going on here? And then they had that. So they've been thinking about this for a while. The fun thing that they did wasn't quite as fun. It sounded like it would be cooler before the execution.
Yes.
Because they made a big deal about how they went around basically the NFL to try and get some version of that light blue as part of the unis.
Yeah.
And the Titans threw up a huge pissy fit about it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because that's the only thing that the Titans have of value as far as intellectual property goes. Like, that's legitimately it. The logo that they got rid of because everyone in Nashville hated that they did not change their name when they moved here to something original. And then they settled on the Titans because they're unoriginal losers. Yeah. Which it was alliteration was really like the reason that they became the Tennessee Titans.
That's so stupid.
The Adams family, very well known for good planning. No.
But I love... I'm guessing like you that the Texans just love themselves. This photo of Cal McNair with his big ass dog is great.
The Texans think they're hot bleep right now.
Yes.
And I mean, guess what? The Astros are so bad that it's like you showed up to school after one summer away and you're wearing the coolest clothes possible.
Yeah, you went shopping for the first time.
You're in better shape. You got a better hairdo. And the previous cool kid has a torn ACL, is in a wheelchair, a little acne. Now, long school year.
So you have to see how it plays out.
I mean, theoretically, the new cool kid could get stuffed in a locker,
and be called a fraud
after first period. Just gets a super atomic wedgie and hung up by a hook somewhere.
Ever happened to you?
No, thank God.
Yeah, that'd be awful. Never happened to me either.
No, people were scared of me, but that's that's a story for another day. Anyway,
were they scared of you or like? Your sister was older than you.
No, so they were scared of me.
Okay.
They were. It's just because I was a little psychopath in 6th grade.
Gotcha.
We've done a lot of work since then. We've done a lot of therapy, things like that. But to bring it back, the Astros. I mean, theoretically, they're going to be back to being the Astros, or they might never be the Astros again. And theoretically, the Texans could be exposed as fraud, and O'Doyle's going to put a bunch of cow turds in the locker. O'Doyle rules. It's going to roll all over their feet.
I love the O'Doyles. They're such a great part of that movie.
They are. Billy Madison is my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I do love Billy Madison. I really love Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore's good, and it's probably a better movie, but Billy Madison made me laugh in ways where when I first watched that movie, I think I was 9 years old. It's the hardest I've ever laughed at anything in my life.
Big Daddy, pro or anti?
Big Daddy's good. Big Daddy,
Yeah.
but Big Daddy's not as funny.
No, it's not.
It's a good movie, but it's not quite as funny.
Yeah, I think it's the most up and down Adam Sandler movie in terms of what if people like it or not. At least of that foursome, including Waterboy. Billy Madison is the one that's usually the bottom of most people's list. It's at the bottom of mine of those 4 movies that we've named, but it's still pretty good. I mean, when he teaches him how to write his name, it's one of the great scenes in movie history. I'm gonna teach my son to write his name like that. Except we don't have snow in Texas, so I guess we'll have to fly back to Chicago for a weekend to do that.
One of the great scenes in movie history.
Not really, but I just think it's funny.
I don't know. No. Stand on your take, sir.
No, I just the scene made me laugh like an immature child the first time I saw it.
Look at you. You're acting like you've gone full media. Just a couple of months on the show. You're all of a sudden like, yeah, I was very puerile. Very puerile of me to laugh at such hooliganery.
No, I think it's great. Are you excited for Happy Gilmore 2?
They're making a sequel. Is that
They are
confirmed?
Yeah, Adam Sandler has confirmed.
I thought Sandler pushed back because he was getting annoyed that the guy who plays Shooter McGavin, who has not exactly been winning in the game of life of late, was kind of pushing that movie as being about to come out.
No, he told Dan Patrick like 2 weeks ago that they're making it.
Oh, it is happening.
Yeah, I hope they're on the senior tour. That's all I know. I think that would make it funnier.